Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning into your No Contact and What My Ex Is Thinking reading. This will be a tarot reading, having a look to see where your ex is at, Sagittarius, what they're sort of thinking, what they're going through, what stage they're at following the breakup. Look, this reading is more specifically catered to those that haven't had contact with an ex, okay, not direct contact or contact regarding the relationship. So this might be an ex-spouse, an ex-lover, someone you that potentially ghosted you or you ghosted them. It can really be around any situation that you had some sort of romantic connection with this person and you're intrigued to see or you're interested to see how they're feeling about you, about your connection and about the breakup and where they're at in terms of the healing process. So let's have a look and see what 3 cards come out and what they can relay about what your ex is thinking. If you enjoy this reading, please feel free to leave behind a like, a share, or a subscribe. That will be very much appreciated. Okay, Sagittarius, someone's grieving the loss. There's a lot of sadness here. Okay, 5 of Cups, the Justice card, Ace of Cups here. Okay, they're definitely still dwelling on this relationship, Sagittarius. They're definitely still thinking about it and they're still grieving. They're very emotional about this right now. Okay, they're in a spot where they're feeling the loss and it's hitting them hard. You know, the 5 of Cups, let's look at that for a moment. It brings words of melancholy, of sadness, of reflection. Things not going the way they want it to. Something fell apart. The reason why things ended is what this person keeps looking to. They're pessimistic about it though. Then there's not really a message of hope. I think in some way they're still emotionally hopeful, but I think in a lot of ways they're trying to be fair and rule things out as they happened. But right now they're in a very highly emotional state, Sag, okay? Look at that. He's looking to the 3 of Cups. In particular, I don't know if those had a third party involved. This could be in particular more for you, but this person, there can be remorse and regret if they were the one that introduced a third party to the relationship, went back to an ex. Things might have not turned out the way they had hoped. I think this is more for those that left someone else. So, if they left you for someone else, like an ex or someone else they were seeing, or I don't know, I'm sensing that something didn't work out for them on their end. And this is why they could be going through that emotional grieving stage. They're trying to be strong. Okay, strength is coming up with the pillars of the bridge in the background here. They definitely are surrounding themselves with people or friends to help console them. But I feel like they're still hung up on this and they're still talking about it, Sag. However things ended, they're still talking about you. They're still talking about it to their friends, their family members. It's very much still an emotional spot for them. And every time you get mentioned, it hits an emotional nerve for them somehow, Sag. So you've definitely done something to impact them. Some of them could be hopeful for a second chance, though. The Ace of Cups is here and the 2 of Cups. I definitely feel there's someone hopeful that you'll give them a second chance or they'll get to renew something with you. The sign of God's golden chalice here, the Justice card is a sign of Libra, a sign of union, of bondship, of coupling up. So there's definitely someone here who's still very much thinking about the relationship, regardless of how long ago this ended, regardless of how it ended and who was the one that's doing the breakup here. It's not really anger or like bitterness. It's more sadness. It's more loneliness. It's more, there's a lot of emotional release here from this person, and it feels from the gist of the cards, the overall gist of the cards, it feels like it's more sadness. Notice how much grays there are, the color gray that influences this spread. Feeling gray, it's somber. It's it's a fogginess. I feel like they're still in some sort of fog here, Sag. They're still learning to accept. I don't think a lot of your exes might have not even accepted this. I mean, an acceptance comes very later on once we're dealing with the breakup. And I feel like it's one of the last steps before, we sort of endure that whole healing process. And I feel like, they could still be in denial, but their head it's in a blur. I do feel like it's very much in a blur. There's definitely that's around them. They're trying to put their foot down. I mean, I'm not sure if this is the way they're coming across here, Sag. They're trying to put their foot down and seem like they're well balanced. Okay, the balance is here. The balance is, the scales aren't shifted. They're obviously in harmonious balance. So I don't know if this is the way this person is presenting themselves. What also comes to mind is that the justice character, the figure that represents justice, he seems so final. He seems so stern. He seems like, oh, this is it. I'm drawing the sword. I've got the scales in my hand. Justice is served. This is what you are deserving of. So I don't know if this person is trying to draw the line with you. And I don't know if that's to help them self-soothe. I think for a lot of you people, this person is trying to protect themselves from you, Sag. Now, whether or not you hurt them, whether or not you did something wrong, it's their coping mechanism here, and it is a psychological coping mechanism, and this is why we turn cold. This is why we, cut people off. This is why people think we've changed. Oh, my ex has changed. They don't even love me. How could they act this way towards me? This is their defense mechanism. And what do you think about when you see justice? You think defense. Someone bringing the laws of justice, someone bringing justice, someone bringing clarity, someone being the defending. It's a defending energy, but it seems so final. So I don't know if this person has told you something that seems so final, like, I'm never going to be with you. I never want to date you again. I couldn't date someone like you. We just don't work out. Like, it's something that seems so final. It's something that was said that seems so final. Or if it's not them that said that, then you said that to them, Sag, and they're still dwelling up on that. The Justice card is drawing the line, and they're still very much hung up on what was said, something about finality or justice. Now, justice can also be karma. Something karmic. For a lot of you, if you were the one that did the cheating and introduced a third party, or they were the one that did the cheating, karma is coming back around, I feel. This person feels it, or they're thinking about karma. They're wondering when they're going to get their karma, or if you're going to get yours. So that sort of karmic energy is on their mind. The Justice card can also, I guess, in a way be seen as neutrality, okay, neutralness, because of the scales that are in perfect balance. So I don't know if someone wants to be neutral and that's it. Okay, remember that notion of finality here, Sag. There's someone here who's thinking, yep, let's just be friends, let's just be neutral, let's just leave it on good terms and that's it. But there's still a lot of emotion that's pent up here. And notice how the cup overflows. Now the bird is seen as a messenger. If you've been in no contact and there's been a message here, either from this person to you or from you to them, either through mutual friends, an indirect or direct approach, Sag, this is indicating that some sort of message has left this person very emotional. It's almost like they're going to release everything because of that message. It could make them very emotional hearing from you, or there's something about a message here, and it's evoked a very strong emotional response from them somehow. I don't know if it's necessarily happiness or like tears of happiness, tears of joy, or tears of sadness or regret, remorse, but it's evoked some sort of message here has evoked a very strong emotional response, and that's what they're dealing with. But the cards are telling me that this person is very much still in an energy where they're grieving, they're still mourning the breakup. Ace of Cups is also a highly emotive card. Yes, it can represent new chapters, but I feel like if you had some sort of, because this can represent a religious symbolism here, God's chalice, the promised covenant to his people. If you were engaged or married, these sort of messages could be more catered to you, okay? Or this person had hopes to get married or engaged to you. They had hopes for this sort of chapter, and this sort of chapter brings a religious ceremonial notion to it. So I think for a lot of you Sages out there, this person had plans. They definitely had plans for you, and they're definitely still thinking about those plans, or at least mourning those plans that it slipped through their fingers somehow, regardless of who was the one that ended things or who was the one to blame. I mean, we all have shortcomings, we all have insecurities. It takes two people to build a relationship and also break a relationship. I mean, equality, something about equality. Is this person wanting equality? Maybe. They want you to feel how they feel, Sag. But again, I don't feel like it's a necessarily spiteful energy. They could be in that stage of spite, okay? Especially when we're in this sort of emotional phase where our thoughts are very clouded. You know, we've got clouded judgment. Things are quite foggy, and we're in such pain. And because we feel in such pain, we want to inflict it to the other person. We want them to see how it feels. So, I mean, I don't know if this is connected with karma or whatever was said or done. Again, I mean, obviously each situation is going to vary here, Sag, but I'm of the understanding that there's something here that this person wants you to feel equal fold. But I still definitely feel they're very emotional about it. Okay, finality. You might see a lot of the finality, like they'll stop talking, they'll draw the line, something about that. But no, underneath it all, there's a vulnerability, and that vulnerability has come up here in the cards. So I definitely feel like this person is still very emotional about it. I don't think they're at a stage where they can talk and justify things right now. I feel like you're not going to get very far if that's what you're wanting. They may or may not reach out around the time of Libra. Okay, that could be significant for some of you, but I guess time will tell. But right now they're still emotionally very caught up, and they keep thinking about that, and they get sad every time. They still have a lot of emotions to release, so it's still very much a process for them. It's still all quite raw, Sag. So look, I hope this reading has been helpful. I do want to thank you again for tuning in. And hopefully we shall be in touch very, very soon. So take care, everyone, and bye for now.